Men's mental health is a critical and often overlooked area of public health. While mental health conditions affect everyone, men face unique challenges due to societal expectations, traditional masculine norms, and specific risk factors. Perhaps the biggest barrier to men seeking mental health support is the pervasive societal expectation that men must be strong, stoic, and self-sufficient. Phrases like, "man up," "boys don't cry," or "don't be weak," instill a sense that expressing vulnerability or emotional distress is a sign of weakness or a threat to their masculinity. I wanted to make this video to raise awareness of something which is very close to my heart, and it's Men's Mental Health Month. It is a very important thing for us all to talk about because, sadly, men statistically have less access to mental health support than women do, and they're less likely to seek help when they need it. And sadly, men take their own lives 3 times more often than women do. So it is really important that we as a society pay attention to this, and we pay attention to the men in our lives. June has been designated as Men's Mental Health Month in order to encourage men to take care of themselves and to seek help if they need it. It gives us an opportunity to start conversations and remove some of the stigma around mental health. The idea is that we can all play our part in encouraging the men in our lives to look after themselves by being more aware of the issues that affect them and how we can be supportive. Men are less likely to talk about their feelings or ask for help when they need it, and this can be for many reasons. Some men feel like they should be strong and in control of their emotions and not appear weak by showing vulnerability. Others may feel ashamed or embarrassed about their problems and think they should be able to handle everything on their own. Some men may not even realize that there is support available to them, or they may have had bad experiences with mental health services in the past, and therefore be reluctant to try again. Whatever the reason, the result is that men often suffer in silence, and this can have serious consequences for their mental and physical health. In fact, according to the Mental Health Foundation, men are 3 times more likely to die by suicide than women. This is a tragic statistic and is one of the reasons why it is so important to raise awareness of men's mental health. When we understand the challenges that men face, we can work together to create a world where all men feel comfortable seeking the help they need. There are a number of ways that we can all play our part in supporting men's mental health. One of the most important things we can do is to start talking about it. By talking openly and honestly about mental health, we can help to break down the stigma and encourage men to seek help when they need it. We can also listen without judgment and offer support and understanding. Sometimes just knowing that someone is there to listen can make a big difference. Another way we can support men's mental health is by being aware of the warning signs. This includes looking out for changes in mood, behavior, or energy levels, as well as changes in sleep or eating habits. If you notice any of these warning signs in a man you know, don't hesitate to reach out and offer support. You could simply ask if they're okay and let them know that you're there to listen. It is also important to remember that men are not a monolith. They have different experiences and perspectives based on their age, race, sexual orientation, and other factors. What works for one man may not work for another. So it is important to be flexible and understanding and to tailor our approach to the individual. So what are some of the common mental health challenges faced by men? Well, one of the most common is depression. Depression is a mental health disorder that causes a persistent feeling of sadness and/or loss of interest in activities. Men may be less likely to experience the symptoms of depression in a traditional sense, such as crying or low mood. Instead, they may turn to risky behaviors such as substance abuse, gambling, or aggression. Another common mental health challenge faced by men is anxiety. Anxiety is a normal and even necessary part of life. However, when it becomes excessive and out of control, it can be a problem. Men who suffer from anxiety may find it difficult to control their worry and may experience physical symptoms such as increased heart rate or sweating. Another issue that men face is post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. PTSD is a mental health condition that can occur after experiencing a traumatic event. Men who have experienced trauma may relive the event through flashbacks or nightmares and may feel emotionally numb or detached. They may also be easily startled and have difficulty concentrating. These are just a few examples of the mental health challenges that men face. There are many others, including obsessive compulsive disorder, eating disorders, and personality disorders. But it's important to remember that these are just a few examples and that men are individuals and may face unique mental health challenges that are specific to their own experiences and circumstances. Now, I want to talk a little bit about the risk factors that contribute to poor men's mental health. One of the biggest risk factors is social pressure. Men are often expected to be strong and in control of their emotions, and this can be extremely difficult. In fact, studies have shown that men are less likely to talk about their feelings than women. This lack of emotional expression can lead to a buildup of negative emotions that can eventually lead to mental health problems. Another risk factor is the stigma associated with seeking help for mental health problems. Many men feel ashamed or embarrassed to seek help, believing that it is a sign of weakness. This stigma can prevent men from getting the treatment they need and can lead to their problems becoming worse. Financial problems are also a major contributor to poor men's mental health. Men are more likely than women to be the primary breadwinners for their family, and they may feel the pressure to provide financially. However, if they lose their job or struggle to pay their bills, this can cause significant stress and anxiety. Relationship breakdown is another significant risk factor for poor men's mental health. Men may fear being alone or not being able to provide for their family, which can lead to unhealthy relationships or a reluctance to end toxic relationships. It's important to note that these are just a few risk factors, and that every man is unique and may face different challenges that contribute to their mental health problems. If you or someone you know is struggling with their mental health, please don't hesitate to seek professional help. There are people who want to help, and there are resources available. So here are some resources to help men's mental health. Firstly, we have the Crisis Text Line. This is a free and confidential service that provides 24/7 support via text message. Simply text HOME to 741,741 to connect with a trained crisis counselor. Secondly, we have the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. This is a free and confidential service that is available 24/7. You can call or text 988 to connect with a trained counselor who can provide support and resources. And finally, we have the Mental Health First Aid. This organization provides training and resources to help people recognize and respond to mental health crises. You can visit their website to learn more about mental health first aid and how to get involved. So I've spoken about the problems and the risk factors, but what are some of the positive things that we can focus on to improve men's mental health? Well, firstly, we can promote open and honest conversations about mental health. By encouraging men to talk about their feelings and experiences, we can help them to process their emotions and reduce the stigma surrounding mental health. Another positive step is to create a supportive and non-judgmental environment. This means listening without interrupting, offering help when it's needed, and being patient and understanding when men open up. We can also educate ourselves about men's mental health. By learning about the unique challenges that men face, we can better understand their experiences and develop effective strategies to support them. It's also important to encourage men to engage in activities that promote mental well-being, such as exercise, mindfulness, and spending time in nature. These activities can help men to relax, manage stress, and build resilience. Finally, we must advocate for policies that support men's mental health. This includes access to affordable and quality mental health services, as well as workplace policies that promote flexibility and support. By focusing on these positive steps, we can create a world where men feel supported, valued, and empowered to take care of their mental health. So, I think you'll agree that men's mental health is an important issue that requires our attention and care. By understanding the challenges men face, supporting them through open conversations, and encouraging them to seek help when needed, we can make a positive impact on their lives. Let's work together to create a world where men feel comfortable expressing their emotions, seeking support, and prioritizing their mental well-being. Remember, there is strength in vulnerability, and seeking help is a sign of courage, not weakness. Thank you for watching.